Hi, this is Tina with Florida Luxury Realty. Welcome to another segment of Tina Talk. And today I have this fabulous guy that I want you to meet. We all love him, and you will too. Let's introduce Mark O'Donnell. Let's add him on. Hello.
Hello, Tina. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on. I'm so privileged to be part of Tina Talks, but
Well,
I'm
thank
even
you.
more honored to promote your business, Florida Luxury Realty, on our network, RGA Network.net. I think it's down there, right there.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, my 100% of my job is networking connections and referrals. It's promoting our members to get more business, right? My business is to help you get more business through organized networking functions. And before the pandemic, we had 41 meetings in Tampa and growing. We're in Fort Myers, Nashville, St. Louis. But after the pandemic, it's all online. So we made a paradigm shift when we closed down, I think Wednesday. We started Friday. We did Zoom practices Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we launched Monday. So 12, I think there's 12, 10, 11 opportunities for networking meetings Monday through Friday, and then a mega mixer on Wednesdays, 5 to 7. And those have been a big hit. So yeah, that's my whole job. People say, what do you do for a living? Literally, that's what I do is I connect people, right? I'm like
So,
I don't know what you'd call it, a hardcore connector.
okay, so
Mhm.
uh during this time it's especially hard for small businesses. There's a lot of small businesses are closing, like restaurant, even though now we are opening, but only about 25%. So do you have any recommendation for small businesses? What do you advise them to do during this time to keep their business going, to keep their business top of mind?
So I definitely recommend social media. Two of the most famous platforms, in my opinion. YouTube is great, but a lot of us can't figure out how to edit videos. Facebook, everyone's on there, and it was funny because folks my age were like, "Oh, the young people aren't on Facebook," but all of my nieces who have children, their soccer coach, all of their activities are groups on Facebook. So that demographic has kind of returned to Facebook. They just are a little more quiet about it. And of course, LinkedIn to connect professionally with your business. But for small business owners, make sure your message is clear, that you're open, you've done your paradigm shift with the pandemic and what you're doing to make people feel safe and secure using your home, using your business environment. You sanitize your products, you do pick up at, you can deliver. There are a lot of things. We have a local bakery that sends out an email on Friday for the folks that get bagels on Saturday morning. Like, what time do you want the bagels dropped off at your house Saturday morning so you can have lox and bagels? So it's just kind of being creative in your shift. And then, of course, networking online. We've moved our platform to Zoom, and we do it 12 times a week. We are offering it to join us, right? We are a paid networking organization, and we will, say, hey, we would love for you to join it, but we're offering that free opportunity for everybody to market their business, right? Because we believe that as the tide rises, so shall all boats. So if you're scared, like I was scared when I first started networking too. I wondered how many chins I would have on the thing. I have more chins than a Chinese phone book, right? There are some things that that's just the way I look, right? So once you get over, we are all our own most critic. And what surprises me is 95% of us look better on Zoom than we do in person. We all appear much skinnier on Zoom than we do in person. And I think once we shift back, we're all going to be like, Tina, I didn't realize you were so tall. And you're like, I'm not tall. But everybody's like this big on the camera. But I think it's
Right.
important to keep your message in front of people, right? And be entertaining, engaging, and informative. Tell about your product or service. Say a joke or two. Um, I have the ability to equally offend everybody, right? from either side of the political spectrum to either side of the religious spectrum. So it's been a privilege to we represent over 800 business professionals in RGA. What I love about them, if you're a realtor, like your license, we looked you up with the state of Florida. Good job. You have all thumbs up. Because if you would recommend Mr. Electric, for instance, for one of your homeowners, I would hate for you to be like, "Hey, Mark, they're not insured, right? You know, something went wrong, the house is burnt down, and they're not insured." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So we do that kind of preliminary background check for you, right? Because I was in another couple networking groups, recommended a painter, guy fell off ladder, right? Broke his leg, and the guy sued the homeowners. And I said, "Oh man, that's really isn't that unusual?" And they said, "Well, they didn't have workers' comp insurance." Right. And the guy wanted to get his hip fixed. So we do a background check. That kind of said there's many things that set us apart from other networking platforms, and that's just one of the many.
And I think you forget to mention that you do give people to come in and join our meeting for free twice for them to kind of figure it out, get to know RGA a little bit. And what does RGA stand for, Mark?
Well, there's a lot of things. That it officially stands for revenue generating activity. A lot of people call it really great alternative. Some people call it relationship generating activity, right? So it's different
Right.
things, recognizing gratitude appropriately. So we chose those three letters because I was always of the belief as a small business owner myself that whatever you do from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. should be a revenue generating activity. And I think people come to networking thinking they're going to do an introduction and 30 people are going to come over to them and say, "Tina, where's this house? I want to buy the house." All right. So RGA is we're a business networking organization like no other. We've extended our platform instead of just the two free visits. We're letting people come 5, 6 times, right? We understand these are challenging times. We've done a payment plan that fits your budget. You can do one pay, two pay, three pay, I think all the way up to 6 pays. So we get the need to network your business professionally and to promote your business online. We also own and operate 38 other social media platforms. That's an RGA industry secret. So we promote our members on those platforms in addition to our website, which gets about 70,000 unique views every month. And it's a privilege to represent some of the best professionals in the industry. What was shocking to me, because I didn't know how the Zoom platform was going to transition over, because it's really about closed business. At the end of the day, this is about passing a referral, getting somebody to use products or service, and closing business. And it was remarkable to me because now instead of different chapters from Wesley Chapel to Fort Myers, we're all kind of in one. But how that synergy has worked from Wesley Chapel to Fort Myers or from Spring Hill down to St. Pete, that people cover geographical areas with their business, but they can't drive to a particular location early mornings, right? Because they have little humans at home or they
Hmm.
have other obligations, or by the time they drove an hour, it would be an hour back, and that's a 3 hour day by the time you do a meeting. So I think this has opened up opportunity at least to introduce your circle of influence, right? Mark O'Donnell, president and founder of RGA. We started how to get in touch with us via text. Join our VIP text program. Text RG, the number 57838, text RGA. You'll get a prompt that says, "Hey, you really want to do this?" You have to text back yes. So once we get 1,000 opt-ins, 100 opt-ins, we're giving 2 free tickets to skydiving. Now, Tina, you said to me, "Mark, I don't know if I would jump out of a perfectly good plane, like with a parachute on." So it's indoor skydiving over in
Oh, okay. That would be fun.
I Fly Tampa, because remember you when you said if at first you don't succeed, skydiving's not for you. So this way, if you don't succeed, you'll only fall, in the little tube of skydiving. So
Right. Yes.
opt in, right? You get
Okay.
the opportunity to win. And eventually we plan on breaking our text in, so we'll have a Wesley Chapel text in, we'll have a St. Pete, so you won't get text just, but in case a meeting gets canceled or moved or a hurricane comes, we're able to notify the entire network.
So let me ask you something for, not just small businesses, but for normal people, if they want to find someone who is licensed and insured, can they just go into your the RGA Network website and
To
look
the
them up?
direct, yes. Well, if they're looking for an electrician or a plumber or a realtor or a financial planner, yes, we have already cross-referenced their licenses. So the people that have joined us and that are represented. It's funny because we'll get people who join, and the very first thing we say is, "Oh, you're not insured. Here's like 9 of our insurance agents that can help you, bring your business up to best practices." And
Right.
it's funny because they'll either purchase insurance and when we'll get a thank you for closed business from an insurance agent, or they disappear and you see them join somebody else, right? And I always kind of smile and think, well, good thing, huh? Because I don't want a landscaper ruining my front yard if they're not insured. Not that they
No,
would,
that
but
and it give people a peace of mind too, knowing that when they pick someone from RGA, they know that the person is licensed and insured, and to me, that's important. To be able to have that and have the confidence to say, you know what. I know a place where you can find good people, and that's RGA. And I think that that is very good to have because a lot of people, especially now, are going to do work without license and insure, and you don't know what's going to happen. So to me, I feel like, it's important to protect yourself and your family. And then that's another way to do it too, that make sure that the people that you get who come into your house are licensed, insure, and they are who they said they are.
well, and it protects your license. Like some of my best friends are realtors, and I would hate if they would say, "Oh my God, Mark, I used XYZ," because they always say there's good, fast, and cheap. Well, you can have it good and fast, but it's not going to be cheap. There's
Right.
also
Yeah.
licensed professionals, the guy who throws the stuff in the back of his pickup truck and is a handyman one day and a tree trimmer the next day and a plumber the next day is not going to be as expensive as the professional who's registered, taken the exams from the state, and has the insurance. It's just you can have good, fast, or cheap, right?
Right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us. One last thing, what would you like people to know that will benefit them during this time and moving forward to the future?
Well, I think there's two. So
Okay.
don't be afraid of going outside your comfort zone, right? I mean, I always say start thinking outside the box. What box? Throw the box away and be creative. Like if you're scared to get on Zoom, you're your worst critic. I mean, look at me. If I can get on Zoom looking like this, you can get on Zoom. I mean,
You look
not
good.
everybody's as pretty as you are, but and the other thing I think people forget, it's not what you know, it's not really who you know, it's who knows you. You want to make sure that when somebody says, "Oh, who do you know, a real estate agent in the Land O'Lakes area, Tina Newby?" Do you know what I mean? You don't want there to be a, well, there's. You want them to say you, and the way to do
Right.
that is visibility, accountability, credibility, right?
Hmm.
We have it was shocking to me that during this pandemic, there are people who haven't even logged on to a computer. They've, turn off the news. That I guess three advice: turn off the news. CNN stands for constant negative news, right? Go to the good news channel. Read the coffee news. Some of our membership partners read Boomers magazine, coffee news. All of those things are great news. Follow Tina Talks. You have a great cooking show. Tell us
I
about the
do.
cooking show.
Oh, it's called Realtor Can Cook, and I go into a gorgeous kitchen, talk to you, and show you a little bit of my recipe. I love to cook, so I like to share that. But you
But
know,
what kitchens are you using? Tell the folks what kitchens you're using.
I use kitchen that is listing. If you have a house that's on the market and you have a beautiful kitchen and you want to show it off, that's where I go and do my realtor can cook. I show off home that's listing. So it's something that if you like, oh, I have to have that kitchen. Yes, you can. Just contact me and you can have that kitchen.
Right, and what a brilliant marketing strategy because what sells houses?
Kitchen.
Kitchens, right? Yeah, I mean, it does, and
Kitchen and
'cause
food.
I was watching that and I'm like, "That's not the house that she does on Zoom. Whose house is that?" And then I'm like, "Oh my god, that's for sale. What a cool kitchen."
Yes, yes.
So great
Uh-huh.
job, yeah,
Yeah.
and they
So
can find
every
that on the YouTube channel, right?
I do. I have it on YouTube. It's Realtor Can Cook, or you can follow me on YouTube at Tina Newbie. I have all that. But, with Tina Talk, my main thing is I want people to have a place where they can go and find out good information from experts like you are an expert in networking, and to me, I've been on your RGA meeting, and it's not just about marketing your business, it's also having people, well, it have people supporting each other, small business owner. Yes, we do have doubts and we have a lot of it, and sometimes we have our down days, and I feel like being part of RGA is so important because we lift each other up, we give each other the support that we need to keep going, and that's right now it's important to have that kind of support.
Recognizing gratitude appropriately, right? It is. Makes you feel like you're part of a community in which we are, where we'll support each other both during feast or famine,
Yeah.
right? I love the fact that we have a couple members who've had some really challenging times going through this. And when you reach out to make sure everything's okay, they're like, "Oh my God, I've heard from like 14 different RGA members who've offered this, that." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of our thing. That's what we do." She goes,
Yes.
"You don't really realize it till it happens to you."
Yeah.
So,
Well,
congratulations to you because you're raising two amazing humans in your home, right? While
yeah.
you're being a full time realtor and you're doing Tina Talks, Tina Cooks. So, kudos to you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining Tina Talks. I appreciate you and your time.
And
And
can we say to the folks watching, wait till you see the blooper reel from this because it was hilarious.
yes, it is. But thank you so much. I will put mark information at the end of the video. So if you have any questions about networking and how to become a member of the great RGA, he will let you know. And obviously, if you need anything, you also can contact me at any time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks for watching.